I have experienced a load of different forms of hate, like bullying in the bus queue, online bullying, but probably one of my worst experiences is when I was threatened to be killed. They make me feel very low and quite suicidal at times, and I have tried to take my own life on several different occasions.
Grant, 10 years on, have things got any better?
If anything, it's got worse.
I think there's a number of reasons why people are hostile toward me and women in general. Sexism exists as a fact, and then I'm brown, and then add Muslim to that. I'm also quite a confident person, and I'm one of those women who loves myself too much, and I think that that makes people feel some level of hostility. Quite often it's verbal. I get called Packy Girl quite a lot. Or slut, or whore. So it is mostly verbal. Sometimes it does get physical. And a lot of the times it's just, you know, body language as well. I think the way people look at me, there's one person where I live who doesn't seem to like me very much. Sorry, bear with me. There's a man where I live who doesn't seem to like me very much, and his dislike, I think, for me stems from the fact that I'm not interested in talking to him, but also he's quite racist, and I call out the racism whenever I see it. I think that being female is not easy, and then add a different colour to white on top of it, people are just generally not very nice.
I had a normal childhood. My parents were kind, weren't abusive, didn't sort of knock me around or anything. I've had a normal education from a working class family. I've probably made some bad decisions in my life. Been to prison, I went to a pretty rough school and all the rest of it, and I'm not scared of anybody, but that doesn't mean I like fighting people, and I would walk a million miles to avoid trouble. A lot of people, because you're homeless, they think you're either an alcoholic or you're a junkie, or you know, you have some kind of mental health issue. In the summer, it can be quite fun. It can be a bit like camping, but without a tent. You see lots of nice animals and birds. However, in the winter, it's a completely different game. It's hard in winter, it's cold in winter, the nights are long and it don't warm up much in the day. So it's completely different being homeless in the winter to what it is in the summer. In summer, quite pleasant. In the winter, quite horrible.
I think people targeted me because of the lack of understanding, because of my mental health and learning disability, and they feel like I might be a violent person, but people who know me would actually say I'm a gentle giant, because I'm fairly tall, but I am a gentle giant. I think, yes, things have got worse for me as I got older. I think a lot of it being verbal, mental torture, so people don't actually see it because they can't actually see me being hurt, so it's all been mental torture. And a lot of it is because of cutting services, and that there's nowhere for people to actually go to feel safe anymore. I would say that I would possibly self-harm. Sometimes I just lock myself in my room, but generally speaking, I would self-harm.
I honestly don't know why people are so hostile to any community, because we're all human and I think we should just be nice to everyone. I guess people are scared of difference. I think a lot of people have never met a trans person or don't really know anything about trans lives and experiences. I'm a queer trans man. I think when you come across something that you don't know, you have a choice of, I can be curious about this, I can learn about this, I can embrace this difference, or I can put up these walls and stay safe. And I think a lot of people choose that safety. Hostility against trans people takes so many forms. And I think when we think about hate crime in general, we think about people being beaten up on the streets. Which does happen. I know, and I've worked with many trans people who have been physically assaulted, who've had to move home because their homes have been repeatedly vandalised. Hostility is there constantly. But also, it's insidious. It's every day. It's this constant crushing weight of knowing that you're not seen as human. As somebody living it, I definitely feel that things aren't getting better, things are getting worse.
It really takes a massive toll on my mental health. That's definitely a fact. Some of the hostility that I have faced, are comments from men who say things like, she looks like she's begging to be raped, she looks like she's desperate, she's asking for it. I'm definitely better or getting better at just ignoring the looks that I get, but it's mostly the sexist comments, the threats of rape, and the racism. Digitally, I see comments all the time that are really misogynistic or Islamophobic. I follow a lot of Muslim women on social media who don't necessarily dress like Muslim women or behave like Muslim women, but are Muslim women. And the comments in their comment sections are just horrendous.
I've been kicked twice by the police to see if I'm still alive. I think I've been reported dead 4 times. I wasn't dead, and I told the ambulance drivers and the police officer that I believe we're a little bit premature and I'm not dead yet, because I was reported dead, and that's the 4th time I've been reported dead. I was offered a hostel, however when I visited this place I found it dark, dingy and depressing. And I says to the person, here's your key back, I would rather be on the streets. And within a few weeks, somebody who was living there died on the streets. He'd rather die on the streets than go back to this hostel. I got pretty much the same impression when I was there, so I said, this hostel's not for me, so I left it.
The debates in politics and in the media and on the internet every day are telling people like me and my friends and family that we don't matter, that we don't exist. When you reduce people and lives down to these talking points, down to these buzzwords and these internet debates, just imagine how that feels for the human living that life. It makes you scared to exist. I think in general we've seen a legitimisation of hate over the last few years with the rhetoric around the Brexit campaigning, issues around immigration, around race, around gender identity. we're seeing from the top down that it is okay to hate. That has given everybody a bit of a free pass to not only start talking about these things in a more hateful way, but for those people who were already inclined, it's given them the permission to perform their hatred. A lot of trans people are simply not safe anywhere. There is so much hate online, and that is not just words. It seeps through, it has a physical impact. And if all the messaging you're getting is that you're wrong, is that you shouldn't exist, the risk to your mental health is astronomical.
I was banned from a cafe in town because of my fit, and I can't help having fit. It actually came up 10 years ago because 10 years ago I never used to have epilepsy, but the last 10 years it's another illness I've actually had to deal with. And they actually banned me, and I put in a complaint to them, and I'm actually having to go to the ombudsman. If the staff was more trained, more aware, more kind and more patient, it wouldn't be like this.
I feel so safe walking around areas that have mosques. I feel really safe within like the Asian Muslim areas. I think that when it comes to hostility, I'm least likely to experience it from young people, which is brilliant because they are the future.
If you've got nothing nice to say nothing. Don't give homeless people a hard time because they're homeless, because we're not all the same as any other minority group. So be nice to everyone and everyone will be nice to you.
The best thing you can do is learn. Just talk to trans people, listen to trans people.
A message for Muslim women, regardless of whether you wear a hijab, a niqab, or you choose to dress how you want, keep being Muslim and keep doing your Muslim woman thing. And if you are a non-Muslim, I strongly suggest you smile at Muslim women and talk to them because they are brilliant.
This hate and hostility isn't unique to any one single community or environment. It's anywhere and everywhere, online, offline. It's expressed through intimidation, harassment and violent actions. It's entrenched within extreme beliefs and everyday behaviours. And it's directed towards hundreds of thousands of people who are stigmatised every single day of their lives simply on the basis of who they are or because they happen to look or sound different. Most of us don't encounter hate and hostility. Most of us don't even notice it, but it's there, hidden in plain sight, if only we just open our ears and eyes. We know that hate continues to feed off all the problems around the world, whether it's pandemics, hostile politics, economic austerity, but it feeds off our fears, our angers, our divisions. But within these extraordinary times, there are steps that all of us can take to stop the hate. We can all make a difference.
Leave your bubble behind.
Make time to talk.
To listen and to learn.
Make time to challenge.
To empathise.
And be kind.
Make time to be better.
And lend a helping hand.
Make time to understand.
I don't feel the way I should when I look at me. I don't recognize that girl, and it's hard to breathe with all this weight on my lungs, and I can't see how I can do this on my own. No, I can't change is faking. Oh, how can I save me when I